Hello and welcome once again to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. Today we're in Hoghton Bottoms and we're going to explore this little ruin behind me. It appears to be a rather ancient cottage. So we're going to go and have a little look and a mooch inside and see what we can find. Or I'll break my neck, one of the two. Come on folks, let's go. We're just going to take a quick little look around this ruined cottage, which is sort of hidden in the undergrowth here in Hoghton Bottoms. As you can see, I'm on the inside because there's a fence in front of me, and we're going to have a little look around now. I don't know whose these cottages belong to, whether they were because the railway's just in front of me, and there's a set of steps leading up there. So whether it was something to do with the railway at one time or another, I don't know. But let's go and explore. Fences are there to be climbed over, aren't they? Now it appears that these have been actually two cottages, it's not one, because there's like a dividing fence there and two gateways here, and obviously two doorways. So I'm going to attempt now to go inside them. I mean, they don't look very big once you get inside because the dividing wall's fallen down in between them. It's amazing the power of nature, really. Just what it can take back. Now looking at that fireplace there, it would appear that it's been much bigger at one time, and it's been made smaller as the years have gone on. Blocked up doorways there. I hope there's not somebody's skull in there and they've walled somebody up, or a cat or something, because they had some crazy ideas back then. Once again, there's no keying in at all with the stonework. It's amazing that it's remained standing so long, especially in this dilapidated condition. Anyway, we'll push on and go through to the back area. Yeah, there's a cellar here, or what's been a cellar. It's all now collapsed in. Those big open fireplaces again. That's looking back towards the front of the property. Reminds me of being a kid, this, mooching about in old houses. And so there's lots of little cubby holes that have sort of been built into this, into the walls and that. So I wonder what they used to use those for, and why they was built in there. I bet there were bonny cottages these at one time. Well, that's the inside of them. Just take a little look back in the cellars again. And I'm going to head onto the outside because there's a hell of a lot of moss in here, so you've got to watch your footing. And this is the cellar from the other side of that doorway. As you can see, the floor's completely rotten through. A lot of beams. I came in via that opening there where the light's just shining through. What's left of the stairs. Little opening there. What that would have been for, I don't know. Whether it was just a crawl space so you could get under here or not, I don't know. Looks like the walls have been plastered at some time, so again that sort of indicates that they had money. Poorer people tended to just leave them bare. Well, we'll have a little look on the outside now. I'm now on the outside of that gable end. That little opening there at the bottom is the inside of the cellar where I've just been in. Now, as you can see from the facework of this stone, this has been a bonny cottage at one time or another. You know, somebody would have had some money. My own personal thought is that it's something to do with the railway, because there is a set of steps that lead up, which I'll show you in a bit. Now, every house has to have a toilet. It's one of those things, you know, we have them in modern homes. So would these people. Unfortunately, even though these people had money, they would have had to have done the old thing of going outside. And that there looks like the outside toilet to me. Yeah, this is definitely the outside toilet. There's not much at sea in there because obviously it's full of rubble from the wall that's collapsed in at the back. I would say this is probably the water tank that fed it. Looking at it at some time or another. It probably started out life just as a midding, which is one of those things where you basically just did it in an hole and then you'd manually empty it. This was probably the height of technology back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to climb back up out of here now because there's no other way back through. And as Lucy's demonstrating for us, these was those stone steps that I was telling you about that lead up to the railway. Whether there was a public right of way through there at one time or not for these people in these cottages, I don't know. And what's rather interesting about this cottage is that the gable end facework seems to be better than the actual front. I should imagine this was the front of the cottages. Now, whether or not that had been rebuilt at one time or not, I don't know. I'm actually surprised this ruin isn't on the market, probably for about £1 million. I've seen things in a far worse condition than this. You know, prices being asked, but then again, it's how do you get to it? I mean, this is a bridle where we stood on, so I don't know. Just behind that tree though, you can see where there's been a doorway at one time or another that's been blocked up. I'll probably come back round here and explore the garden of this place with the old metal detector and see if we can find anything. I promise you one day I will turn up something really interesting on one of these videos, rather than just junk. Anyway, we're going to push on, me and the girls. It's a bit muggy in here, and I'm a bit hot with doing all climbing about over little walls and that. Not as young as I once was. Well, there we go. That was mooching round an old farmhouse or cottage or whatever it had been. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. It took me back to being a young kid again, mooching in old houses. So that's it really. Like I say, I'll probably return to this spot and get the old metal detector out. I won't go inside with the metal detector because there's too much rubble and you get too many false signals. But you never know what might be in the yard though, you know. People do lose bits and pieces and things get thrown out there. So anyway, until the next time, as always, bye bye for now. Come on, you two.